Hey everyone, Vahid here. Let's face it, we're obsessed with aliens. Are we alone in the universe? Where did we come from? These questions have haunted humanity for centuries, and while we haven't found definitive answers yet, we have some tantalizing theories. Today we'll be diving into 5 of the most mind-blowing theories about the origins of life on Earth, all hinting at the possibility that we might be, well, aliens. From microscopic hitchhikers on interstellar comets to intentional seeding by advanced civilizations, these theories offer a cosmic perspective on our place in the universe. So buckle up, get ready for a wild ride, and prepare to have your mind blown wide open. By the end of this video, you might just start questioning everything you thought you knew about life, the universe, and everything in between. Imagine this: microscopic life hitching a ride on a comet, hurtling through the vastness of space, eventually landing on a young, hospitable planet Earth. That's the basic idea behind Panspermia. This theory suggests that life, or at least its building blocks, didn't originate on Earth at all, but instead originated elsewhere in the universe, and were transported here. It sounds like science fiction, right? But here's the thing: scientists have found some pretty compelling evidence to support this idea. For starters, we know that certain extremophiles, those tough little organisms that can survive in the harshest environments here on Earth, can also survive the vacuum and radiation of space. And it's not just individual microorganisms, even tardigrades, those microscopic animals that look like they're straight out of a science fiction movie, can survive the harsh conditions of space. So it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility that life, in some form, could have hitched a ride on a comet or asteroid and survived the journey to Earth. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that every living thing on Earth is descended from alien bacteria, but it does raise some fascinating questions about the true origins of life, and the possibility that we're not as alone in the universe as we might think. Now, if the idea of life hitching a ride on a comet gets your brain going, buckle up, because directed panspermia takes things to a whole new level. This theory proposes that life on Earth was intentionally seeded by an advanced extraterrestrial civilization. Imagine a civilization millions of years ahead of us, capable of interstellar travel and genetic manipulation. What if they decided to spread life throughout the cosmos, like a cosmic gardener planting seeds across the universe? It's a mind-blowing concept, and it raises more questions than it answers. Why would they do it? What would their motives be? Proponents of this theory argue that life, in all its complexity and wonder, seems too improbable to have arisen purely by chance. They point to the intricate machinery of DNA and the incredible diversity of life as evidence that something more deliberate might be at play. Of course, this theory is highly speculative, but it's a fascinating thought experiment nonetheless. It challenges us to consider the possibility that we're part of a much grander cosmic story, a story written by intelligences far beyond our current comprehension. Chapter 3: Chemical Evolution: Life from Primordial Soup. Let's bring things back down to Earth for a moment, literally. The theory of chemical evolution proposes that life arose from non-living matter through a series of chemical reactions in Earth's early environment. Picture this: billions of years ago, our planet was a very different place. The atmosphere was a toxic soup of gases, volcanoes raged across the surface, and the oceans were hot and acidic. It doesn't sound very hospitable, does it? But within this chaotic environment, something remarkable happened. Simple organic molecules, the building blocks of life, began to form. These molecules, through a process of random interactions and self-assembly, gradually became more complex, eventually forming the precursors to life as we know it. One of the most famous experiments supporting this theory is the Miller-Urey experiment, which simulated the conditions of early Earth and successfully produced amino acids, the fundamental components of proteins. While we haven't yet recreated life in a lab, the Miller-Urey experiment showed that the basic building blocks of life could have arisen from non-living matter under the right conditions. Chapter 4: Hydrothermal Vent Theory: Life from the Deep. Now let's dive deep into the oceans, to the hydrothermal vents that spew superheated water and chemicals from the Earth's crust. These vents, found in volcanically active regions on the ocean floor, might seem like unlikely places for life to emerge. But surprisingly, they're teeming with strange and wonderful creatures that thrive in these extreme environments. The hydrothermal vent theory proposes that life on Earth originated in these very vents. These vents release chemicals from the Earth's interior creating energy gradients and chemical reactions that could have provided the spark for life. The unique chemistry and energy sources found in these vents could have provided the perfect conditions for the formation of the first self-replicating molecules. Imagine, if you will, these vents as underwater crucibles, where the ingredients for life were brought together and cooked up under intense pressure and heat. It's a fascinating and plausible theory that continues to be explored by scientists today. Chapter 5. RNA World Hypothesis. The RNA Revolution. We all know about DNA, the blueprint of life. But have you ever heard of its lesser-known cousin RNA? The RNA World Hypothesis proposes that RNA, not DNA, was the primary form of genetic material in early life. Why RNA? Well, RNA is a versatile molecule. It can store genetic information like DNA, but it can also catalyze chemical reactions, acting like an enzyme. This dual functionality makes RNA a strong candidate for the role of the first self-replicating molecule. Imagine a world where RNA ruled, carrying genetic information and driving the chemical reactions necessary for life. This RNA world, according to the hypothesis, eventually gave rise to DNA, which is more stable and efficient at storing genetic information. While the RNA world hypothesis is still a hypothesis, it offers a compelling explanation for how life on Earth might have transitioned from a simple RNA-based system to the more complex DNA-based life we see today. So there you have it, 5 mind-blowing theories about the origins of life on Earth. Which one is right? The truth is, we don't know for sure. Each theory has its own strengths and weaknesses, and it's entirely possible that the true story of life's origins is a combination of several factors. But one thing's for sure. The search for our origins is a journey that takes us to the very edge of scientific understanding and forces us to confront the biggest questions we can ask about our place in the universe. That's it for today. If you pacified your curiosity, give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the secret organization.